You're awake, but you can't move. Your chest feels like an anvil is resting on it. Your breath catches in your throat. You try to scream, but your vocal cords are completely paralyzed. And then, out of the corner of your eye, the shadows in the bedroom begin to separate from the wall. Go onto Reddit right now. Across forums like Sleep Paralysis and The Hat Man, tens of thousands of ordinary, unrelated people from every corner of the globe describe encountering this exact same entity, a dark, shifting mass watching them in absolute silence while they are trapped in their own bodies. Modern science calls it a waking hallucination, a simple glitch in your REM sleep cycle. But what if it isn't a glitch? What if that entity in your room isn't trying to scare you? What if it's an interdimensional warden, and it's scanning your consciousness to make sure you aren't waking up from the grand illusion? Tonight, we're tracing the origin of evil. We're traveling back thousands of years to unearth the Rogue Watchers, an elite faction of the angels detailed in the Book of Enoch, an ancient text completely banned from the Standard Bible by early church councils because its description of the heavens was deemed too dangerous. We're diving into highly classified demonology hidden away for millennia inside clay jars in the desert. But we aren't just looking at old history. We are uncovering a theory so wild, so deeply woven into ancient mysticism, that it completely reframes the catastrophic prophecies of the Book of Revelation. Because what if the God of our physical world is actually an ancient cosmic jailer running a supermax prison, and the shadow people watching you sleep are just the guards doing a routine cell check? If the esoteric theories we are covering tonight hold true, the architect of our reality built the ultimate illusion to trap us. Now, while I don't recommend building a biological matrix to hide stolen divine energy, if you are an entrepreneur, an agency, or a creator building your own hyper-realistic digital illusions, this is exactly how you win. That's where Rework Studio AI comes in. Rework Studio AI provides commercial visual tools that transform flat, basic product images into hyper-realistic commercial assets instantly. Forget the massive budgets for physical photo shoots. Whether you're running a Shopify storefront, launching a creator merch brand, or an agency trying to scale campaigns for your clients, this tool is an absolute cheat code. It's engineered to generate elite tier assets across the board. It works flawlessly for fashion and apparel sellers, high-end jewelry and luxury goods, and even massive set pieces for home decor brands. It gives you the power to completely dominate paid social ads with visuals that stop people mid-scroll. If you're looking to build a passive income stream alongside your own projects, you can join the Reworks affiliate network and earn a massive 50% commission. Check out Rework Studio AI today to completely upgrade your digital storefront and commercial assets. Now, let's get back to the origin of evil. If you ask the average person where evil comes from, they'll give you the standard Sunday school answer: Satan. beautiful angel who got jealous of God, led a rebellion in heaven, got kicked out, and now spends his days trying to trick you into ruining your life. It's clean, simple narrative. But if you actually open the original Old Testament, that character simply does not exist. In the original Hebrew scripture, Ha-Satan isn't a proper name. It's a job title. It translates literally to the adversary, or more accurately, the prosecuting attorney. Take the ancient book of Job, for example. In that story, this entity isn't an outcast king ruling over a fiery hell. He's hanging out in heaven, attending meetings with God, acting as a divine quality control inspector. His literal job is to travel the earth and test humanity's loyalty. So where did our modern concept of a cosmic war, independent demons, and a personalized king of hell actually come from? Well, it was forged in the turbulent centuries leading up to the New Testament. It was heavily driven by the forbidden Book of Enoch and a radical apocalyptic library discovered hidden in the desert. But as we carried over from our Gnostic investigation last time, the secret texts hint at something far more sinister. They suggest that the creator deity of our physical world was deeply insecure. He trapped a divine light entity inside human flesh, and to protect his stolen prize, he had to completely distort the truth of who the real monsters are. In 1947, Bedouin shepherds stumbled upon a hidden treasure inside these cliffs, the Dead Sea Scrolls. This massive library of ancient parchment and papyrus had been hidden away for 2 millennia in clay jars by the Essenes. The Essenes were a radical, strictly monastic Jewish sect who completely abandoned mainstream society. They viewed the Jerusalem priesthood as corrupt and fled into the harsh desert of Qumran because they believed the end of the world was imminent. When scholars unrolled their texts, they realized the Essenes were utterly obsessed with demonology. They didn't see evil as an abstract metaphor. They saw it as a literal invading military force. In the Essene library, the ultimate villain isn't called Satan. He's named Belial or Mastema, and his dark origins tie directly back to the Book of Enoch, a text written in the voice of Noah's great-grandfather. According to these texts, demons weren't just angels who fell from grace. They were disembodied, starving spirits of the dead Nephilim, the monstrous hybrid giants born when a rogue faction of angels called the Watchers deserted heaven to breed with human women. Because these giants were half earthly and half divine, when their physical bodies were destroyed in the Great Flood, their souls couldn't cross over. They were left trapped on the surface of the earth, cursed to wander forever as invisible, malevolent forces, hungry for human energy. But remember the massive Gnostic flip we uncovered in episode 11? The Gnostics, an early mystical branch of alternative Christianity that flourished in the first few centuries CE, claimed that this entire theology was a brilliant piece of psychological warfare. They argued that the lesser creator God who built the universe, was desperate to keep humanity from waking up to the infinite divine light hidden inside their souls. To do that, he needed a giant cosmic distraction. He needed to create an elaborate, terrifying script where he looked like our grand protector, and anyone trying to actually liberate human consciousness was labeled a demon. In 1945, an Egyptian farmer digging for fertilizer near the town of Nag Hammadi unearthed a sealed clay jar containing 13 leather-bound books. These secret gospels were buried over 1600 years ago to hide them from the heresy hunters of the mainstream Roman Church. Completely inverted the book of Genesis. The Gnostics who wrote them claimed that the entity who built the physical universe wasn't the true God at all. It was a deeply flawed, arrogant, and blind entity born from a cosmic accident, whom they called the Demiurge, or Yaldabaoth. The Demiurge didn't create humanity out of love. He built our physical bodies as a spiritual containment system. Basically, a meat matrix designed to trap a spark of stolen divine light from the higher spiritual realms. But if you are running on a planetary supermax prison, you can't guard all the inmates yourself. You need wardens. To maintain the illusion of the material world and keep humanity spiritually asleep, the Demiurge created a legion of cold, artificial enforcers. In the Nag Hammadi texts, they are called the Archons, a word translating literally to rulers or authorities. The Archons aren't the red-horned beasts of medieval art who want to drag you to a physical underworld. They are cold, calculated, interdimensional prison guards. They feed off a highly specific energetic frequency. Our fear, our anxiety, and our deep suffering. Modern esoteric researchers refer to these emotional energy harvests as loosh. As long as humanity stays terrified, divided, and utterly obvious to our true divine nature, the Archons have an infinite, self-sustaining power supply. But the Archons have a fundamental problem. Every single night when human beings enter deep sleep, our consciousness naturally untethers from the heavy physical matrix. Our minds drift upward, closer to that original, high-frequency spiritual realm we were stolen from. And the wardens absolutely cannot allow a mass prison break.
Dave, stop the tape. Freeze the frame right now. Are you telling me that the Almighty is just a celestial ward, and I'm essentially a cosmic energizer battery? You're telling me I'm paying federal income taxes, getting painful root canals, and sitting in 2 hours of bumper-to-bumper rush hour traffic just to generate fear juice for a bunch of invisible middle management prison guards named the Archons? If I am stuck in a spiritual Alcatraz, Dave, Channel 4 is officially inciting an inmate riot. I'm done. I'm not generating any more loosh for the machine. I'm going totally off the grid. I'm meditating. I'm thinking nothing but happy thoughts. Try to feed off this joy, Yaldabaoth.
To keep the inmates compliant, The Archons need to design the ultimate psychological control mechanism. They needed a foolproof way to guarantee that humanity would constantly generate fear and willingly beg their jailers for salvation. So they handed humanity a terrifying, pre-written apocalyptic script. Under this radical Gnostic lens, prophecies of a terrifying end of days, including the cataclysms, plagues, and the horsemen found in the Book of Revelation, aren't warning of divine justice. They are carefully constructed psychological operations. The Archons don't actually want to destroy the earth. You don't burn down your own manufacturing plant. Instead, they use the constant, looming threat of global destruction, divine wrath, and cosmic warfare to keep the human race trapped in a permanent, low-frequency state of primal panic. If you spend your entire life believing you are a miserable, broken sinner waiting to be slaughtered by demonic armies, you will never realize that you possess the exact same divine spark as the architect of the cosmos. It is a perfect, self-contained loop. The Archons invent the threat, humanity generates the terror, and the Demiurge feeds on that energy. But the system isn't completely foolproof. The Matrix requires constant, invasive monitoring, especially when our conscious minds are at their most vulnerable. And this brings us right back to your bedroom floor, to the sleep paralysis, to the shadow people. This massive, invisible control grid is operating all around us. What are these entities that millions of people every day are looking at in their bedroom right now? Under the Gnostic prison theory, shadow people and sleep paralysis demons aren't ghosts. And they aren't traditional biblical demons. They are the Archons. They are the cosmic wardens. When you enter REM sleep and your conscious mind begins to naturally untether from the physical matrix, you trigger a silent security alarm in the system. When you freeze in absolute terror, unable to move a single muscle, and you see a dark silhouette standing over you in the dark, it isn't trying to possess your body. It isn't trying to drag you to hell. It's just doing a routine cell check. You are waking up, just enough to catch a literal glitch in the matrix. You are seeing the prison guards scanning your escaping consciousness, making sure your divine spark hasn't broken through containment. And the sheer, blinding terror you feel in that exact moment, that isn't just a psychological byproduct of being paralyzed. That is the Archon actively harvesting its midnight ration of fear before it steps back into the shadows. It's an absolute terrifying theory, isn't it? The Matrix meets ancient theology, where sleep paralysis is just a cosmic cell check by interdimensional prison guards. It ties every single loose thread together into a perfect sci-fi horror film. But let's take off the tinfoil hat for a second and look at reality. Because the actual history of how human culture created our concepts of angels and demons is far more human and honestly just as fascinating. The reality is that our modern concept of a personalized cosmic devil didn't just drop out of the sky. It evolved through historical exposure. In 586 BCE, the Babylonian Empire conquered Jerusalem and dragged the Jewish elite into exile. Decades later, Cyrus the Great of the Persian Empire conquered Babylon and freed the Jewish people. During this Persian period, the writers of the Bible came into direct contact with Zoroastrianism, one of the world's oldest monolithic faiths, founded by the prophet Zoroaster. Zoroastrianism was built entirely around a radical binary cosmic war between Ahura Mazda, the supreme god of absolute light, and Angra Mainyu, the cosmic spirit of absolute darkness. When the Jewish writers returned from exile and began drafting texts like the Book of Enoch and the Dead Sea Scrolls centuries later, they merged that Persian dualism with their old traditions. They took the neutral, prosecuting attorney from the ancient book of Job and rebranded him into an independent, all-powerful king of darkness. As for sleep paralysis and shadow people, you don't need interdimensional wardens to explain them. Modern neurology has mapped this completely. When you sleep, your brain enters REM, which is called rapid eye movement sleep. This is the phase where your most vivid dreams happen. To prevent you from physically acting out those dreams and hurting yourself, your brainstem triggers a neurological kill switch called REM atonia, which safely paralyzes your voluntary muscles. But occasionally, the timing sequence misfires. You experience a micro-awakening. Your conscious mind snaps wide awake, but your body is still completely locked down by the brainstem. When you realize you can't move, your brain instantly panics. It immediately triggers the amygdala, the almond-shaped cluster of nuclei deep in your brain's temporal lobe that processes intense fear and survival instincts. Suddenly, your brain is in a state of extreme hypervigilance. It assumes there must be a life-threatening predator in the room causing this paralysis. So your frantic brain scans the dark room, takes a completely harmless shadow on your wall or coat hanging on your door, and projects a hyper-realistic hallucination of an intruder to justify the panic. It's not a cosmic prison guard. It's your brilliant, terrified brain misfiring in the dark. Whether you believe in interdimensional wardens, psychological misfires, or ancient apocalyptic armies, one fascinating fact remains. Across every culture and every era of history, human beings have always felt like our physical bodies are just a temporary state of existence. We have always felt like we truly belong somewhere else. And that brings us to the ultimate question. What happens when the physical matrix finally breaks down? Next time on The Missing Bible, we are entering the final frontier: heaven, hell, and the afterlife. We are going to look at the versions of eternity you were never told about in Sunday school, from the dark, silent depths of Sheol to the old Hebrew underworld where all souls went, regardless of their sins, to the literal burning trash fires of Guyana outside Jerusalem that inspired our modern concepts of hell. We will explore the trials of the ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead, and we're going to explore how modern near-death experiences collide with declassified real-world CIA consciousness studies that should suggest our souls might literally be shifting frequencies when our heart stops beating. This is the Missing Bible. If this exploration of ancient demonology, Gnostic texts, and the shadow realms expanded your headspace tonight, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed to the main character. I want to hear from you down in the comments. You ever experienced sleep paralysis or encountered a shadow person? And what do you make of the Archon prison theory? Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Be safe out there. Keep asking questions. And stay human.
Pitch black, the hardest thudding in the low and mix. High metallic ring, feeling the space starting to glitch. You're awake but you can't move, chest is heavy like an anvil. Vocal cords are paralyzed, the shadows start to peel. Across the forums, 30,000 seen the same face. A silhouette in a fedora, warden in the space. Scanning your consciousness, making sure you don't wake up. Checking for the divine spark before the time is up. Are we trapped in the matrix? Is it just a cell check? The archons in the hallway putting fear around your neck. Harvesting the loose, yeah, they feed upon the scanning every soul when the end is drawing near. It's a Gnostic prison built by a blind designer. Trapped inside the circuit, tell me who's the true confiner. Waking to the warden, waking up to the plan. Caught inside the frequency of the hat man. Caught inside the frequency of the hat man. Ancient scrolls hidden in the desert, Dead Sea clay. The Book of Enoch banned, they had to bury the way. The watchers fell from grace to breed with human women, creating hybrid giants. The Nephilim are brimming, but the Gnostics flip the script, call the creator demiurge. A cosmic accident from which all the terrors emerge. He's harvesting the fear, he's feeding on the pain, building psychological ops inside the human brain. Take off the hat, let's look at the facts. Persian dualism, re-lawyer in the courts. How Satan was a tire, gave the evil a report. It's just the Mnematonia, the brainstem in a glitch. The amygdala is firing, flipping every switch. It's a hallucination, a map of the mind. Looking for a monster that the shadows had assigned. Are we trapped in the matrix? Is it just a cell check? The archons in the hallway putting fear around your neck. Harvesting the loose, yeah, they feed upon the fear. Scanning every soul when the end is drawing near. It's a Gnostic prison built by a blind designer. Trapped inside the circuit, tell me who's the true confiner. Waking up to the plan, caught inside the frequency of the hat man. Caught inside the frequency of the hat man. Be safe out there, keep asking questions, stay human. Fading heartbeat, flatline.